Alright, so this clip is from the 2017 video game Horizon Zero Dawn. I have a quest where I require Thunderjaw blood, and Thunderjaws are big. They're very, very big. So I had kind of put this quest in the back burner, and I had said, meh, not gonna bother with that, because I don't want to fucking die. I have taken one down before as part of clearing one of the cauldrons, but I didn't really want to do it again. So I'm on a separate quest, and I see these two circling like a little pond area in a closed off canyon. So here's what happened. So firstly, first time recording with the Xbox Game Bar, so I wasn't sure if it was recording. Now, I've already decided that I am going to use corruption arrows to get these two to fight each other. That's why that one is missing some of its health. So, I don't know if it's 2 arrows or 3, but they're big, and I didn't want to fuck around. So I used the triple arrow skill that I have, and it works really well. You can see that the guy that I shot has become corrupted, and he is just starting to fight any other machines in the area. He'd already killed off a lance horn that had just been browsing there by itself, minding its own. But the corruption makes it so, for those of you that, for you that haven't played, the corruption makes it so whoever is corrupted will fight anything. Now, if they see you, they will still fight you, but it's very useful to get them to do your dirty work for you, especially when you don't need to kill them for your quest. You just need a body part. And it's a little difficult to see the scale of these, but you can see some of the glint hawks. Those are the things that are flying around. Now those do an extremely shitty freeze attack. And by shitty, I mean shitty for me. Because the freeze attack causes Aloy, the main character, to flinch, which, like right there where I'm setting up a shot, and I had zoomed in a little bit on the target, it causes you to lose your concentration on that, and you have to redraw your bow. So for that one, I went ahead and I corrupted the other guy, because he had more health, and I thought, okay, maybe I can kind of even the health out a little bit, and make this battle drag out a little bit longer, so they both die, and I will end up with twice as much loot, because you still get the loot from them, even though you didn't kill them, which is very nice. Now, the one thing about corruption is it does tend to wear off a bit quicker than I would like. And in this particular instance, every time I shoot him, he moves right as I shoot him. And that little question mark over his health bar means that he is suspicious that I am in the area. So, alright, it's fine. There's still glint hawks that are left. He can go ahead and take out the glint hawks with some of those absolutely devastating laser, I don't know what they're actually called. Fuck me discs is what I call them, because they're not very nice. Now, I've been seen, but I'm in denial at this point, because I don't wanna. But now I have no choice. So my first thought was, run away, get a little bit of distance, start blasting parts off. There is a part on this thing that you can blast off on its right shoulder that allows you to use its own weapon against it. Not that weapon, but it's the main, like, hey, do you want to take this guy down? This is how you do it. That's the main strategy. Now the problem is, there's still a glint hawk that is circling around, and it is dropping those little bursts with puffs of frost. It's hitting me with these, basically, yes, that fucking frost. So what I'm doing here is I'm switching to an outfit that protects me from frost attacks. It doesn't protect me entirely, like it doesn't allow me to keep my concentration on the shots, but it does help protect me from some of the damage. So right now I'm like, alright, I will ignore this Glinthawk and I will focus on taking down this absolute behemoth of a machine. But that Glinthawk will not be ignored. It keeps hovering right in front of me and hitting me with these frost landmines. Well, not landmines, air mines, whatever you want to call them. I don't like that. So the arrow that I'm using right now is a tear arrow. That when it hits it, it makes like that little bubble. And the purpose of the tear arrow is to knock components off. Not only do you get a little bit of XP for that, but in this particular case, that big thing sticking out of its right shoulder, it has the ability to knock that off. So even though my tear arrows do hardly any damage at all, and they only do any damage at all because I have a modifier on my bow, I still keep hitting this thing with these tear arrows, trying to knock that off. It's barely below half health. If I try and take this thing on with just my weapons, it's not going to end well for me. And as it is, I am burning through health potions, and my medicine pouch, which is that little green bar in the upper right hand corner, it is almost empty. Normally I have 3 full uses of that, and you can see I'm down to just over half of 1 use. So I have given up hope a little bit at this point. I have shot it with my tear arrow multiple times. It is not losing the part. So, okay, I will just try to shoot it off. But this motherfucking Glinthawk, I have had enough of his bullshit. So Glinthawks, being a freeze-based creature, are especially vulnerable to being on fire. So if you shoot them twice with a fire arrow, they actually will catch on fire, and you see all those little numbers, it is continuing to take fire damage from my fire arrows. This is where it got real close. Not sure if you saw that number. I have 23 health, and I didn't realize that as I hit focus to try and highlight those yellow parts that are now highlighted. That's what can be targeted. Those are weaknesses, and in some cases they can be just targeted to do extra damage, and in other cases they can be targeted to knock off. So still a little bit panic mode here. I'm like, alright, I'll just load up 3 arrows. I'll just try to take this thing down. That's the only thing I can do. That part is not coming off. So that part, you see where, you may not have seen, but I got 300 XP for knocking that part off, and I thought that was the part that I was shooting for. It's not. So I'm running up and I'm seeing if I can pick this up. I'm a little confused because normally when you can pick up a weapon, that little icon that appears over it is yellow, indicating that it is something that you can pick up and that you can use. But that one was white, so I didn't understand. And then I realized I blew off the wrong part. So alright, the part is still on there. Let's try this again. There it is. There it is. See how that icon is yellow? I can pick this weapon up and I can use it against the machine. I can use its own weapon against it. What is that, 2 shots? And that's even assuming the one that I accidentally blasted through a cactus actually hit. So I run out of ammo literally as this thing dies. So fucking elated, I almost screamed out loud in my living room. So fucking happy. So that is how I took down 2 of those things with a little bit of smarts and a whole lot of luck.